Hey everybody, this is Jason, and this is another Off the Cuff. I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about guitar players and kind of interesting trend that seems to be happening. Um, Now, back in the early days of rock and roll, a lot of guitar players had very distinctive styles that were uniquely their own style. And a lot of guys were very good technical players. They had Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, even lesser guys like, people underestimate Pete Townsend, but he is a very good musician. A lot of people in that era. I'm going to be seeing Carlos Santana pretty soon, and Carlos Santana is a fantastic musician. But we're kind of starting to age out on the rock guitar players. A lot of the guys who are the better rock guitar players are either, really old, and I'm talking 70s and 80s, like Carlos Santana, like Buddy Guy, an excellent blues guitar player, like Richard Thompson, who is one of the most technically gifted guitar players you'll ever see. Even guys like Jack White is well over 40 at this point. Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys, Wilco's, Nels Klein is a fantastic guitar player. And all of these guys, they're all great guitar players, but they're not young, they're older. And the trend has been, at least in my mind, what I've been following music is that it's been women that have been doing more for writing songs and coming up with more interesting things. And where I see hope is kind of in some strange places, like Billie Eilish, like Snail Mail, like St. Vincent. And while St. Vincent has kind of an interesting, skronky guitar style, most people wouldn't consider St. Vincent to be a virtuoso. Or the same thing with Snail Mail's Lindsey Jordan. She can actually play the guitar decently, but, if Valentine is kind of an indication for where she's going musically. She's going to be sounds like she's going to be moving away from the guitar a little bit and not really getting into it more. Um, and we got, like somebody like Phoebe Bridgers, she plays guitar, but nobody's going to consider her to be like any real major guitar player. Um, to me, the band that is obviously the hot band right now that everyone should start paying attention to is a band called Wet Leg. Their first album, which is going to be a self-titled album, is due to come out in April, and they're the most fun rock band to come along in a long time. They have these really catchy, jumpy songs, and they're just fun to listen to. They also use dynamics well, but musically, in terms of the playing on the songs, it's all really simple. Like a lot of the songs are just simple 2, 3 chord arrangements. They're fun songs and they're clever lyrically and things like that, but they're not, from a musical standpoint, they're not deep or, like really deeply composed. I mean, they do use a good, loud, soft dynamic, which has been missing in music for a while. So there's definitely that to look forward to. But where is the next generation of kind of like guitar heroes? There's a lot of guys or people that, imitate other people, but that's really not that interesting to me. It's like I don't really care about yet another guy that wants to play exactly like Stevie Ray Vaughan. There's only been a million of them. And, you know, while I don't have anything against Stevie and I liked his playing, all these people kind of cheapened his legacy because they just kind of use his shtick, and you could argue, well, Stevie Ray Vaughan stole his shtick from Albert King and blah, 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 and, you could trace it back, and I understand that. Buddy Guy, could say that, arguably say that Jimi Hendrix stole a lot of his stuff, and that's not an argument without merit, but, but I'm diverting. The thing is, though, is where is the little bit more complicated music? Where's like the prog rock of the next generation's prog rock or something like that, you know? I guess that's what I'm kind of wondering about, you know. Where's the new Robert Fripps of the world? You know, they don't seem to be around right at the moment. And since women seem to be the standard bearers of rock and roll right now, I'm really hoping that somebody along the line will step up. Now, somebody will come along and say, well, there's that Oriantha girl who's like a super technical guitar player, a la like Stevie Vai or, Steve Vai or Eric Johnson or Joe Satriani. But I gotta be honest with you, those guys don't interest me anyway, because they're so caught up in the technicality of what they're playing that they kind of forget that there's a song in there, you know. Maybe somebody like Tal Wilkenfield, the bass player who played with Jeff Beck for a while, who's a really talented female bass player. Maybe she can step into the void somewhere. But there's definitely a gap in there, and it would be nice to have somebody step forward and contribute something to a little bit more complicated arrangements and a little bit more difficult playing. I know we're moving away from that just as a society in general, but I would hope that somebody would like to hear more complicated things. And I still wonder if part of that isn't the reason why people cling to the older music, is because new music, generally speaking, is a lot simpler than old music. The musicality of it just isn't to the same level that old music was. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have a heck of a lot of fun playing three chords and make a good song. I mean, that's not the case at all, believe me. I just think there should be a balance in there somewhere that, we should be able to have some people that can go the other end of the spectrum and also get in there and play some cool, complicated stuff that still sounds cool and still works well in a song. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any comments or if there's anybody that you kind of consider to be a cool young rock band or that's, a little bit more complicated. I'd like to hear about them and let me know who they are, and I'll definitely check them out. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.